Hi, everybody. Welcome, folks. Welcome to JC Sports Replays. My name is Joe, which is the J in JC. You may have figured that out. Wanted to introduce myself. Brand new to YouTube on this channel. I did have a previous channel, some of you may have noticed, a few years back called Strat Baseball Replays. I used to exclusively play Stratomatic Baseball, but as a result of the explosion of our community on YouTube, notably people like Dave and Ron on Digital Dice Podcast, the Replay Gamer, Kurt Berglund, Jeffrey Guterman, who still primarily plays Stratomatic, and now Red Sox fan, I've branched out and started playing some other games, most notably earlier this year I played APBA a bunch, about 130 games into a 1954 as played replay. I've recently received Payoff Pitch, which really interested me. I'm about 10 games into a 1980 replay. And have yet to try, but have the complete collection of Glory Days boxing. So I've branched out a lot. So I felt like Strat Baseball Replays just didn't make a lot of sense anymore. Whereas JC Sport Replays makes a bunch of sense. Wasn't prepared to make this video. Didn't rehearse anything. Just figured I'd say hi and give everybody a face to go with the voice that's going to be calling most of the games. Well, all of the games. I'm not going to have any substitute commentators that I know of. But sitting here enjoying the football playoffs and had a few minutes between games to take this opportunity to introduce myself to the community. So as I said, I started playing sports sims when I was I want to say it was 1986, which puts me at 13 as far as tabletop sports sims anyway. Started playing with a friend of mine named Jim, who I haven't spoken to in years, but he introduced me to Stratomatic Baseball. We played the 1985 season. He was a Mets fan, I was a Yankees fan, so it was a natural and fun way to pass some summer afternoons. I got the 1986 season the next year for Christmas and played the heck out of that. Really just played it into the ground to the point where I can still quote like Ron Hassey batted 323 and Mattingly's 352 31 homer season. Winfield hit 262. Danny Pasqua's 16 homer season, 290 batting average. 86 is my wheelhouse, right? And I think a lot of us have that experience when you're 13 years old. That's the 13 to 15 seems to be the defining sports moment for a lot of us in the community. So about 13 years ago now, I got back into Stratomatic. I walked into a hobby shop looking for Dungeons and Dragons miniatures and saw Stratomatic sitting on a shelf and said, "Oh man, that's the game I used to play when I was a kid." So my now wife was with me and we picked it up and played a little bit, and that rekindled my interest in the hobby. My 1986 set from way back is long gone, lost between many moves and clearing out parents' house and all that sort of stuff. But since then, I don't know if this is a brag post or sort of a confession, I now own pretty much every season Strat has ever printed from 1971 on, including reprints. And only this year did I start branching out. So back in May of this year, May 2nd actually, I was at work, sitting at my desk about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I had chest pains. And I thought I was having an anxiety attack, but it was definitely a different kind of anxiety attack than I was used to. And being a relatively smart individual, I decided not to ignore the chest pains, and I went to urgent care. Turned out they weren't quite sure what was going on, but an EKG showed some abnormality, so they said, we're going to ambulance you over to the emergency room. They did that. And even in the emergency room, they weren't sure. They were like, you seem fine. Everything seems okay, but something's not quite right. Took 3 days for them to finally definitively decide after a cardiac catheterization that I had had a mild heart attack and had multiple blockages that required immediate triple bypass surgery. Immediate being a relative term. That took, 5 days? Yeah, thanks to the wifey over there. 5 days to actually get that surgery performed while I sat in the hospital waiting. They almost sent me home, and then they were like, we're not sending you home. That's crazy talk, right? Really, really good thing. They took really good care of me. Can't say enough about Jersey Shore Medical Center. If you're a Jersey person or you're ever in the area and you need anything done with your heart, their cardiac center is, I would say, one of the best in the world. They took amazing care of me. They have some of the best surgeons, and they treated me really, really wonderfully. So long story short, that surgery happened on May 9th. I was out of work for 10 weeks. I wanted the full 12, but they wouldn't let me have it. My doctor was like, you need to go back to work. You're fine. You're good to go. Right? So went back to work. But in the interim, I had kind of rekindled, not that it ever died off again, but I had kind of rekindled my sports gaming obsession with all that time and not a whole lot to do. So I started playing Strat again, got really involved in the YouTube community, started listening to Ron and Dave on Digital Device Podcast. Fell in love with that. Those guys, fantastic job, gentlemen, if you ever watch this. Thank you so much. Amazing, amazing work, really, on that podcast and your YouTube videos. And that got me interested in trying other games other than Strat. So that's when I picked up Appa because, you know, being a Strat guy, Appa was always the other lion in the room, right? The other bear that you weren't supposed to touch if you were a Strat guy. But picked up Appa and found that, hey, it's different, but I really like it for different reasons. So then I started paying attention to some of the quick play games, tried a few of them. Nothing really caught me because I really like detail, right? I really like to get in depth of the game, despite the time it takes, despite how really it's a time factor, right? But you want to complete seasons, but at the same time, you want a level of immersion that makes you feel like you're there, that allows you to enjoy the nostalgia that brought you to this kind of gaming in the first place, right? Playing your favorite players or even legends that you never got to see. You know, for me, it was guys like Mantle, who was my dad's favorite player. My dogs have decided to growl at this moment. Apparently, my dog Midge is not a Mickey Mantle fan. It's possible she's a Mets fan. I don't know how that happened, but anyway. So my dad grew up a Mantle guy, and that's, you know, I kind of grew up in literally in the shadow of Yankee Stadium, like 3 blocks from the stadium. So when we talk about fandom, there was no choice. Spent a good part of my life that close to the stadium. Grew up in the Bronx. Now finally I'm in Jersey longer than I've been in the Bronx. But the time off really allowed me to re-engage this passion with sports gaming to the point where I have too many sets, not enough time left on Earth to play them all. But what I really missed was sharing the gaming, right? Because back when I did Strat Baseball replays on YouTube and I got a few subscribers, I did it for, probably 2 months, honestly, before work picked up to a point where I couldn't keep it up. But I loved the engagement with the community. I loved doing the play-by-plays. I loved pretending to be an announcer and a manager and all that kind of stuff. And I seem to have a little bit of an affinity for it. People seem to attach to my voice as a voice that could announce, despite the lisp that I know I have at times. that I try not to be self-conscious about. I'm 51 now. Self-consciousness is fading into the background rapidly as my remaining time on Earth shortens every day, right? But and then watching guys like Ron and Dave, like I said, like the replay gamer, like Kurt Berglund, really got me interested in sharing my passion again with the community. Now I have a side sort of a side light, I guess, to that, in that I spent a good 5 years streaming video games on Twitch. It's been about 4 years since I did that regularly as well. But again, that's a situation where I really enjoy the engagement. I really enjoy sharing something I'm passionate about and that I enjoy so much in video games. So those two things are sort of coexisting in my life right now as things that I wanted to reintroduce to my life. It was becoming an all work no play sort of situation where I took a promotion that I knew I needed to take for financial reasons and also probably for self-esteem and confidence reasons. I was holding myself back by not taking it. But in the process of taking that promotion, I deprived myself of a lot of energy. I deprived myself of the ability to enjoy the things I was enjoying because all I was thinking about was work and what was necessary to succeed at my job. So now this is an attempt to recapture my balance, right? Because life is simply too short. If there's anything that the heart attack and the bypass in May taught me, it's that we have no idea what can happen day to day. That the control we try to exert on our lives is purely an illusion. And that we better take advantage of every moment that we have available to us to love the people we love and to do the things that we really enjoy and to share them so that other people gain the confidence to enjoy them as well. So this YouTube is far from polished. It's far from edited. Just like my Twitch streams, they're just kind of off the cuff. And I'm okay with that. Whereas 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been okay with that. So I encourage anybody who's out there and wants to share their passion to do so, because you just never know what the next day is going to bring. So just doing this today, this is my third video today on a happy Martin Luther King Day, where I have the day off and I've been able to relax with my wife and sit around and watch football, and we went to breakfast this morning. It was really nice. But this is the best day I've had in a while as far as just being able to relax and enjoy myself and embrace things that I love and things that I'm passionate about and to share them with others. I have no sort of expectations about the channel except that I hope others enjoy what I share. I hope that I can contribute to the community in a meaningful way. And that I bring some value to it, that I bring some enjoyment to people who like watching this kind of video. The videos where you call a game and you share that experience and that passion for the sports and the games that we all love. So I don't really know what else to say. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to play tonight against Tampa Bay. I hope the Eagles go the F home because I'm a Giants fan. So screw them. I hope they lose. One and done. That's my goal for Philadelphia tonight. Happy the Bills won. Happy Kansas City won. Hope the Giants get their crap together this year as I try to keep this video curse-free, which is difficult for me, having grown up in the Bronx. But I just wanted to introduce myself to the community, let you know who is behind the voice when I'm calling these games. And I'll probably try to do something like this about once a week. Maybe to recap some games that I played off camera in the projects that we're doing together. Maybe just to talk to some other folks. I would love to be able to live stream on YouTube, but you have to have 50 subscribers now, so I'm not there. I have 4. Woo! That's pretty good for day one, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. thank you for having me. Thank you for this awesome, awesome community on YouTube. I've really enjoyed it so much this year. In my downtime and in my return to work, you've been my sanity. Ron, Dave, Replay Gamer, Kurt Berglund, our Red Sox fan, Jeffrey Gooderman. You guys have played an enormous role in my recovery and in my return to work and being able to continue to enjoy the things outside of work that I used to enjoy. So thank you all so much for all the videos you put up, all the enjoyment you've given me, and for allowing me this opportunity to participate and join this community. I know you don't have any say in it. You're like, fuck that guy. We don't have to listen to his videos. But seriously, it's great that there's a community out there that I can engage in, that others like me can engage in, to share our passion, to share the things we love. And I hope we continue to grow as a community. I hope we continue to evolve. And be accepting of everyone, regardless of what they like to play, regardless of how they like to contribute. I just think it's great. I think it's a fantastic, fantastic outlet for all these middle-aged and younger guys. Can't forget Marco Scola. He's a young fella making some really good vids. I wish I was as polished as you, Marco, but hey, maybe, it's good to have something to aspire to, right? So anyway, I'm pretty much going to leave it there. We're doing a 1997 replay with Stratomatic right now. I'm probably going to make a few more videos of that. As I said, there are other games that I plan on playing. I really, really want to stream some Payoff Bitch. I really want to play some APBA on stream. I would love to show off some Strat football and some Strat hockey. And I keep reminding my wife that I want her to learn Glory Days boxing with me. She bought it for me for Christmas, the complete collection. So excited about that game. A little overwhelmed with the learning curve. But hopefully watching some other folks' YouTube video and just jumping in when I have some time will enable me to enjoy that game and share it with you as well. So, again, my name is Joe. Reach out to me anytime. Happy to collaborate, happy to talk, happy to chat. Love comments, love constructive criticism. So feel free, all right? Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the channel, you're interested in what I have to offer, would love if you subscribe so I can get to that 50 and do some live streaming. Because I really love interacting with the chat and people while I'm making these videos. So thanks again. See you soon.